Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the arrival of our guest of honor, Honorable Mr. Chow Kon Yeow, Chief Minister of Penang, the Honorable Puan Hajah Zuraida Kamarudin, Minister of Housing and Local Government Malaysia, and fellow VIPs. Please remain standing for the national anthem, Negaraku, and Penang State Anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, we kindly invite you to take your seats. Thank you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Our guest of honor, Honorable Mr. Chow Kon Yeow, Chief Minister of Penang, Malaysia, Honorable Minister Hajah Zuraida Kamarudin, Ministry of Housing and Local Government, Malaysia, Her Excellency Ms. Maimunah Muhammad Sharif, Executive Director of UN Habitat, Dr. Stephanus Fortu, Director, Environment and Development Division, UN SCAP, Honorable Dato' Architect Yu Tun Siang, Mayor of Penang Island City Council, Malaysia, Honorable Dato' Azhar Ahmad, Deputy Secretary General, Ministry of Housing and Local Government, Malaysia, Town Planner Noliza Hashim, Chief Executive Urbanist, Malaysia, Honorable Ministers and Deputy Ministers, mayors, ambassadors, and representatives of local, national, and regional governments, distinguished APUF7 steering committee members, respected speakers and moderators, distinguished guests, delegates, and participants, media representatives, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum and Salam Sejahtera. A very good afternoon and warm welcome to the official closing ceremony of 7th session of the Asia-Pacific Urban Forum, proudly brought to you by UN ESCAP, UN Habitat, the Ministry of Housing and Local Government Malaysia, and Urbanist Malaysia, hosted by the Penang Island City Council and supported by the Penang State Government. Let's hear, ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause to all of our guests. Before we proceed with official closing ceremony, we begin with declare your actions. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, this session will provide an opportunity for different stakeholder groups and institutions in the region to reflect on the key changes they want to take forward from the forum to accelerate progress in the implementation of innovative practices and policies for sustainable urban development in the Asia-Pacific region. Excellencies, distinguished guests, it is my pleasure to now turn to the part of the closing ceremony where we will ask institutions to declare your action, to take forward the thought-provoking discussion from the forum and turn this conversation into meaningful action for the region's cities. To start the session, I would like to invite, first up in Honorable Dato' Architect Yu Tun Siang, Mayor of Penang Island City Council, who will speak today on behalf of the region's local government. Our next speaker, Ms. Ong Bileng, CEO, Penang Women's Development Corporation, who was selected to represent the Women's Assembly. I'm pleased to invite next Ms. Ruby Pepeleras, Coordinator of the UPCA Urban Poor Coalition Asia, to speak on behalf of the Grassroots Assembly. Next, I'm pleased to invite Mayor Sheena Lazareth of Sipalay to speak on behalf of the Business Assembly. Lastly, I would like to invite Mr. Kishan Deepak Buzani on behalf of Children and Youth Assembly on stage. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I now invite Her Excellency, the Executive Director of UN Habitat, Ms. Maimunah Muhammad Sharif, to the stage to moderate the session. Please welcome Her Excellency, Ms. Maimunah Muhammad Sharif. Please take a seat together with a representative from women's, grassroots, business, as well as children and youth. And now, please take a seat. And now I hand over to Her Excellency, Ms. Maimunah Muhammad Sharif, to moderate the session. Over to you, Her Excellency.
Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat tengah hari, a very good afternoon. Let's come to the end of our Asia-Pacific Urban Forum 7. And this is the key moment of no more declaration, but all my colleagues will declare their action. I think we have enough of declaration, but now declare action and commitment and action on the ground. So this session will provide an opportunity for different stakeholders group, institutions in the region to reflect the key changes that they want to take forward from the forum and to accelerate progress in the implementation of innovative practices and policies for sustainable urban development in the Asia-Pacific region. A series of constituency assemblies were held in the days leading up to the forum a local government assembly, a women assembly, a grassroots assembly, a business assemblies, and there has each of them, and also the children and youth assembly. Each of these constituency assemblies has nominated a representative in front of all of us now to reflect on what they have heard over the last few days, and they will now share their commitment to take action forward from the forum. So please allow me to invite the representative to join me and also to explain what they want to have action-oriented, forward-thinking. And first, I would like to call upon Dato' Architect Yu Tong Siang, Mayor of Penang Island City Council, who will speak today on behalf of the region's local government of the action that we would like to do at least in the next decade to achieve the new urban agenda and SDGs. Dato', the floor is yours, please.
Thank you, Dato' Sri Maimuna binti Muhammad Sharif, Executive Director of UN Habitat, the Honorable Mr. Chow Kuan Yeow, Chief Minister of Penang, the Honorable Minister Haja Zuraida Kamaluddin, Ministry of Housing and Local Government, Dr. Stephanus Fatio, the Director of Environment and Development Division of UN ASCAP, Honorable Dato' Azaha Ahmad, Deputy Secretary General, Ministry of Housing and Local Government, Dato' Noor Ihsan Cik Mat, Director General of Local Government Department, Puan Noliza Hashim, Town Planner and Chief Executive of Urbanist, Malaysia, Honorable Ministers, Deputy Ministers, State Assemblymen, fellow mayors and deputy mayors, councillors, heads of delegates, members of media, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, salam sejahtera dan salam Asia Pacific Urban Forum 7. I have the honor to speak on behalf of the local government from the Asia Pacific. First of all, we would like to thank the Asia Pacific Urban Forum organizers for providing space for local governments to gather as a constituency through the Local Government Assembly. It enables us to consolidate the perspective of local governments in discussing the future of Asia and Pacific cities and express our commitment to the 2030 Agenda. We acknowledge the report on the future of Asia and Pacific city transformative pathways towards sustainable urban development, which serves as a useful information for urban development. Through the Assembly, we understood our common challenges as local leaders. On different scale, we have all to address urbanization issue that resolve and go beyond the themes of the forum on urban and territorial planning, urban resilience, data and technology for smart city and urban finance. At the same time, we realize that we are not alone and have determined platforms to collaborate and cooperate more. We welcome every opportunity to make our city better. Ladies and gentlemen, as a stakeholder closest to the people, the role of local governments is more critical than ever. With over 55% of the SDG actionable at the local level, In response, we, the local governments, commit to accelerate and implement the implementation of the 2030 agenda through the localization of the SDGs. We call on national government and international institutions to provide an enabling environment for local government. We discussed the advantages of decentralization and financing mechanisms that can make a big difference for local governments. Local governments have financial limitations, so there are financing mechanisms that we can all work together to come up with. Mayors and representatives of ministries working with local government from ASEAN member states has also gathered here at the Asia Pacific Urban Forum to determine ways to work closer using the ASEAN Mayors Forum platform. We are committed and willing to work together with national government to create stronger impact on the ground. It is our belief that our city are everyone's responsibility. This includes national governments, stakeholders, and the people. Each city needs to set up their own action plan and then join forces towards a common goal of combating the climate change. To conclude, local governments in Asia Pacific are ready to join hands and work together toward a better, sustainable future for the people, with the people. Our city, our responsibility. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mayor Datuk Yu Tun Siang, for the commitments for local government for the next at least decade in order to achieve the new urban agenda 2030 and to achieve the 17 sustainable development goal. You already mentioned that in front of at least nearly 200-300 people here, and we are live streaming. So there are also out there, Datuk, listen to your commitment. Not only Datuk's commitment, actually is on behalf of all the local government. So the people are listening, and then they want to see the action being taken, and we will monitor. So next, I think we cannot do without women. So, because more than 50% of the population are women, and to hear about from the Women Assembly, I would like to call upon Ms. Ong Bileng, CEO of Penang Women's Development Corporation, who was selected to represent the Women Assembly's commitment and to show their declaration and the work that we want to do in the next, at least in the next 10 years before we arrive at 2030. The floor is yours, Ms. Ong.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Ms. Maimuna Muhammad Sharif, the Executive Director of UN Habitat, the Right Honorable Mr. Chow Kon Yeow, Chief Minister of Penang, Malaysia, the Honorable Minister Haja Zuraida Kamarudin, Minister of Housing and Local Government, Malaysia, Dr. Stefanos Futio, Director of Environment and Development Division, UN ESCAP, Honorable Datuk A.R. Yu Tong Siang, Mayor of Penang Island City Council, Malaysia, Honorable Datuk Ashar Ahmad, Deputy Secretary General, Ministry of Housing and Local Government, Malaysia, Town Planner Noliza Hashim, Chief Executive of Urbanist, Malaysia, Honorable Ministers, Deputy Ministers, Mayors, Local Councillors, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen. I am truly honored to represent the Women's Assembly to share our declare action. It is obvious that gender aspect and importance of women's empowerment cut across all the United Nations 2030 Sustainable Development Goals, UN SDGs. Gender equality and women's empowerment is vital for good governance. Hence, we must achieve gender equality and empower women before realizing SDGs. Nonetheless, based on our discussion, we also acknowledge the importance of institutionalizing gender and women's empowerment as the main gender mainstreaming mechanism. Examples from Afghanistan, Korea, Philippines, India, and Malaysia, discussed at the Women's Assembly, have demonstrated the relevance of institutionalizing of gender equality and women's empowerment into policies, laws, and governance system to ensure effective and consistent enforcement and implementation. The Assembly has called to institutionalize gender equality and women's empowerment through mechanisms such as the Gender Responsive and Participatory Budgeting, GRPB, and tools such as gender audits in every level of government from local council to upwards, and measure our progress of gender equity, women's empowerment, and future action. One declared action is the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding between UN Habitat, UCLG Aspect, and Penang Women's Development Corporation, PWDC, on gender mainstreaming collaboration framework in Malaysia across all levels of government. For your information, the MOU is just freshly baked and it was signed yesterday. So it shows our commitment to see the change. It's not just a thought only. Ladies and gentlemen, gender mainstreaming will only be successful and effective with the representation of women in all levels of decision making. We are impressed that the Executive Director of UN Habitat shared that currently within the UN system, there is a KPI for gender parity, 50-50. Let's give a round of applause to our ED, who has been instrumental to see this change. The Malaysian Minister of Housing and Local Government, YB Zuraida, also pledged to train more women leaders and push for at least 30% women's representation at all levels of the government. YB Zuraida. Nonetheless, the process should not be just a top-down, but also a bottom-up approach as well. Our panelists, through the Women's Assembly, has shared their participatory approaches that involve public community in decision-making and public expenditure, especially at the local government levels. Both the government and the public community should follow the essence of UN SDG, that is, active and equal participation. Another declared action from our Assembly is to undertake an assessment or an analysis of the national urban policies of selected countries in the Asia-Pacific region and come up with a proposal on how to make sure that national urban policies are gender responsive and includes element of women's empowerment. A quick assessment of those policies at the expert group meeting found that many national urban policies are not really gender responsive and lack the gender lens. The national urban policy is deemed as one of the strategic trust in implementing the new urban agenda and ensuring that they incorporate the gender lens and include the elements of women's empowerment, which is therefore most vital. Ladies and gentlemen, in a nutshell, the SDG has provided a much-needed opportunity to address the issue of human dignity and equality. Gender issue is one of the root cause for all forms of discrimination, needed not to be addressed, but action to be taken now. We step up action on gender equality and empowering women. The Women's Assembly believe every part of the world can make progress in achieving the SDG. The tagline, leaving no one behind. With that, I thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Ong, for your declare action and commitment on the women from the Women Assembly, and to show and to prove we are inclusive, we are practicing bottom-up, top-bottom, and convergence of ideas in the middle, and to show that we leaving no one behind. I am pleased to invite Madam Ruby Pepeleras to speak on behalf of the Grassroots Assembly. Please.
Good afternoon, guests, honorable ministers and mayors, Her Excellency and our Grassroots Network. Good afternoon. I am grateful and honored to represent our Grassroots Assembly, about to share our ideas and to declare our actions. We represent networks of citizens living in the informal settlements, informal workers, grassroots women, which constitute 50 to 60% of the population in most of our cities. We are the lifeline of the cities, productive citizens. Without us, many sectors of the economy like agriculture, manufacturing, transport, tourism would simply not work. We keep our cities functioning. Grassroots communities know our cities best. Through our everyday experience of the city and the data collection activities such as community and citywide mapping and profiling, we find support each other and have a knowledge that is critical for inclusive urban and territorial planning. We have created our own community finance systems. We organize networks of savings group at the city and local levels, like the Community Development Funds, the Community Resilience Funds, where we have pulled together to our own resource to manage, identify, and prioritize our own needs, provide affordable loans, and other, right away start solving our problems collectively and help us be prepared with disasters and economic shocks and strikes. We negotiate to access land in the city to ensure that we keep our livelihoods. We plan and build our own houses in the settlements collectively, using local knowledge, materials, and resources, wasting no space. We build collective housing for poor people, not for profit. And in this forum, we have launched a joint initiative to promote the collective housing as the main solution to secure housing for the grassroots in Asia and the Pacific. We build resilient communities by increasing awareness on the impacts of the climate change, organizing community-based risk reduction and response plans. We are doing our part. We will continue to work to empower women, support the organizations of informal workers and communities living in the informal settlements. But we need support. We need bottom-up policies, laws, and regulations that are inclusive, flexible, pro-poor, and promote equality. The land, the zoning, the public space, and the construction codes and the regulations should prioritize the needs and the capacities of the poor. We are ready to partner with governments to ensure sustainable solution and response to the real needs of the people. We need capable, committed national and local governments that trust us, listen to us, and can work hand in hand with organized communities like us. To scale up our solution, we need to access resources such as land, flexible financial support, and effective participatory planning and decision-making process. We are ready to build partnership with the local governments, private sector, community architects, committed professionals, and other stakeholders to design an inclusive, safe, lively, and distinctive public spaces and cities for all. Come to our communities, to our marketplaces, to the slum areas, but take the public transport. Have lunch with us, meet our children, and include us as an equal partner, not as an afterthought. We will show you how to work with us. Working together will help us achieve the SDGs and the new urban agenda. If not, you will be the ones left behind. We are ready. Are you? Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Ruby. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, you have heard the voice and the action, declaration action from loud and clear from the grassroots assembly. We have heard from the local government. We have heard from the women assembly. We have heard from grassroots assembly. But all this cannot happen without the smart partnership with the business sector, because we need the public-private people partnership to implement the new urban agenda in order to achieve the SDG. So I'm pleased to invite Mayor Maria Gina Lizares to speak on behalf of the Business Assembly. The floor is yours, Madam.
Her Excellency, distinguished guests, fellow mayors, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant afternoon. The 7th Asia-Pacific Urban Forum Business Assembly brought together representatives from a diverse range of corporates, including HSBC, Sime Darby Property, and Lend-Lease. All of these organizations are contributing to sustainable urbanization in their own way, and their contribution must be acknowledged. The full-day event made clear the strengths of many businesses in sustainable urban development, and that these strengths go beyond giving money. Many businesses are indeed at the cutting edge of innovation, yet struggle to find ways in which to work cohesively with city leadership. Specifically, 3 mayors from around the region of Nili, Afghanistan, Yangon, Myanmar, and myself from Sipalay, Philippines, engaged with businesses and startups as more than just service providers. The mayors on business session found areas of shared values and discovered new pathways to financing sustainable urbanization projects. Mayors expressed the need to better collaborate and understand the practices of business, how they operate, and what they expect from the governments. 2 startups expressed their desire to support city leadership and to work with those. During the market intermediaries panel, we explored the importance of different financial paradigms. They further discussed the need to build investors' awareness of the need to look beyond traditional investment opportunities and at the city as a new asset class. The Equity Markets panel looked at how we can leverage the knowledge and interest of everyday citizens to invest directly in sustainable development. Finally, the Urban Regeneration panel examined how businesses developing infrastructure for cities are increasingly looking towards various sustainability metrics to measure the impact of their developments on the cities of the future. Businesses expressed their desire for collaboration, but many also admitted that they need to tailor their approaches and language to fit better with international governance frameworks. In order to do this, UN Habitat is committed to working more closely with businesses and city projects. For too long, the businesses that are positively shaping the changes we need around the world have been only talking to each other, while cities who are on the front lines of rapid urbanization are only building connections between cities. This leads to insular conversations. Businesses requested more opportunities to learn while building productive and better understanding with city leadership based on mutual interest. We are talking about the same things, but speaking a different language. This gap in communication must be addressed, and UN Habitat is crucial in helping to build our abilities as mayors to understand how to work with business. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Excellency Mayor Maria, from the Business Assembly. On Tuesday, Asia Pacific Urban Forum 7 opened with the presentation of the Future of Asian and Pacific Cities report by 4 of the region's young leaders. We give you last, Mr. Kishan. It's not that you are young and children, but we give you the space to hear from all the other assemblies, and you make your own assessment. Are they serious? Are they committed? And now I give the floor to you to deliver your action as present leaders and future leaders. The floor is yours.
Greetings, Excellencies, and distinguished guests. Many of us traveled from near and far on our own expenses to be a part of the Youth Assembly, which we would like to thank APUF7 for actually hosting for us. I'm standing here to represent the generation at times that feel left out, the youth. At the end of our deliberation, each one of the 120 participants of the Youth Assembly at APUF7 made individual commitments for the next year. We committed ourselves to 3 main targets. Firstly, to minimize and possibly eradicate the use of single-use plastic, to use more public transportation, and to be more open to volunteering in sectors and projects that are aligned to achieving the Sustainable Development Agenda 2030. As a youth constituency, we commit to hold governments, the private sector, the media, and relevant stakeholders accountable to the promises they made. With that, we want to leave the main stakeholders that are partly responsible for our future with a message. We'd like to call governments to set up, plan, and implement more policies that involve the youth. We call the private sector to create more job opportunities and play a more active role for eco-friendly and humane cities. We urge the media to be more neutral and accurate when reporting information. All of us are responsible for the future of this world. We have to realize that we are all in this together. I heard in this conference leaders acknowledging problems, but my generation, urges you to move beyond acknowledgements. We need you to leave this room and not go back to normality. We need you to leave this room inspired and committed to take urgent action. In time where climate change is a serious issue and us youth will be most affected by it, I would like to leave all of you with these words. If you still think at this point that the economy is more important than the environment, then I want you to try counting your money while holding your breath. Think about the future generations. Think about your children. Think about your actions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kishan, for your action and also your declarations. And I would like to thank all the representatives from the 5 assemblies. And now you heard about it. And let's come up with a detailed plan, roadmap, and can we wish we can be presented the achievement maybe in the World Urban Forum or in the next Apuf in the 4 years' time or in any other organization or other forum. So I would like to thank all of you, and I'll leave to the MC now. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Her Excellency Ms. Maimuna Muhammad Sharif, for kindly moderating Declare Your Actions. With that, I kindly ask the representative from the 5 APUF7 assemblies to leave the stage. Her Excellency remain on stage for the next session. To proceed with the second session, I would like to invite the following guests to join Her Excellency Ms. Maimuna Muhammad Sharif, Executive Director, UN Habitat for the APUF7 voluntary commitments. We will now showcase some of the initiative we have received as voluntary commitment so far. I invite Ms. Tupu Maula from the Ministry of Land, Climate, Environment and Natural Resources Royal Government of Tonga. Please come on stage. Ms. Khadija Ahmadi, Mayor of Dili, Afghanistan. Mr. Kazufumi Onishi, Mayor, Kumamoto City, Japan. Dr. Banadia Irawati Chandradewi, Secretary General, United Cities and Local Government Asia and the Pacific. Mr. Rudolf Nisler from the European Commission, Directorate General for Regional and Urban Policy. Ms. Sangun Moon from the Asian Development Bank. And Mr. Junichi Fujiro from the Institute for Global Environmental Strategies. I may now hand over the second session back to Her Excellency.
Thank you very much. And now, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, again, the 7th Asia-Pacific Urban Forum has mobilized partners from across the region to focus on accelerating implementation of a sustainable urban future for cities, Asia and Pacific. For the first time, APUF7 is registering voluntary commitments as one of the outcomes of the forum. The APUF7 voluntary commitments will be a key legacy of the forum and a means of implementing the SDGs at the city level, bringing about the transformative commitment of the new urban agenda. APUF7 voluntary commitment must deliver concrete result by 2022, which corresponds to the midterm review of the SDGs and the second quadrennial report. I always have problem when I mention quadrennial report, the fourth report, yeah? Fourth time report. And the implementation of the new urban agenda is a mouthful. It's also precede the convening of the APUF 8 in 2023. The commitments can extend beyond that date, but there should be a specific measurable result by the year 2022. The follow-up and review of the progress of APUF7 voluntary commitments will build on collective accountability and self-reporting exercise at the 10th World Urban Forum in February 2020 in Abu Dhabi and the new Urban Agenda platform. They will also fit into the annual Asia-Pacific Forum on Sustainable Development hosted by ESCAP every March in Bangkok. An online voluntary commitment platform has been opened on the Apuf website for the last 6 weeks, and the online voluntary commitment platform will remain open until 15 December 2019. Please continue to register your commitment through the Apuf website. Now, we will now showcase some of the initiatives we have received as a voluntary commitment so far. Let me invite Ms. Taupo Moala. Is it correct? Yes, correct. If I don't pronounce it properly, I apologize. Yeah? From the Ministry of Land and Climate, Environment and Natural Resources, Royal Government of Tonga, to declare their action. Please, the floor is yours.
Nisa Bula Vunaka, Talo Falava, Kia ora, Kia orana, Maori, Maloelele. Honorable Ministers, Mayors, Excellencies, participants, and ladies and gentlemen, greetings from the Pacific. I wish to thank the organizers for allowing me, as a representative of the Government of Tonga, for this opportunity to share a voluntary commitment on behalf of the partners of the Pacific Urban Forum who are united in our resolve to implement the Pacific New Urban Agenda. 10 out of the 16 Pacific Island countries have more people living in urban than rural areas, while overall, we still have more Pacific Islanders living in rural and outer island communities than in urban areas. Urban populations in the Pacific are expected to double in the next 25 years. If we act with foresight and get our responses to these challenges right, then urbanization can become a powerful force to realize sustainable development in our Pacific countries. In response to this, we today declare ourselves as a coalition of the willing and commit to the implementation of the declaration, action plans, and commitments made at the 5th Pacific Urban Forum held in Nadi, Republic of Fiji, from the 1st to the 3rd of July, 2019. Under the leadership of the Pacific Island Forum's Secretariat and guided by the 4 pillars of the Pacific New Urban Agenda: social equity, environment and resilience, urban economy, and urban governance, we amplify these commitments today at the 7th session of the Asia-Pacific Urban Forum. Our Pacific Urban Coalition declares to work towards the recognition of the Pacific Urban Forum as an official body of the Pacific Island Forum Secretariat, the establishment of a Pacific Regional Urban Sector Working Group to drive the implementation of the Pacific New Urban Agenda in the countries at the region, and build and strengthen our new partnership to accelerate efforts and to increase resources and commitments towards the implementation of this declaration and the Pacific New Urban Agenda. We, as a new Pacific Urban Partnership, are committed to these measures as integral for the follow-up and review of the Pacific New Urban Agenda in partnership with member states and stakeholders. Thank you, Malo.
Thank you very much, Mr. Po Maola, for your declaration and action for your cities. Now, without further ado, I would like to invite Ms. Khadija Ahmadi, Mayor of Nili, Afghanistan, to declare her city's action. Please.
Good afternoon. Honorable Minister, Deputy Minister, Mayors, Excellency, dear participants, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to UNESCAP and UN Habitat, the co-organizer, for inviting me to address the Asia-Pacific Urban Forum Declare Your Action session. My name is Khadija. I'm the mayor of Nili City. I'm mayor of Nili City from Afghanistan. Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to start by saying that the battle for sustainable development will be won or lost in our cities. As one of the few female mayors in Afghanistan, a country where cities have experienced almost 4 decades of war, and where most urban residents live in formal settlements, I know that the battle is so difficult, but we must work together to achieve a sustainable urban future for all. The development prospects for all regions and globe depend on it. In response to these challenges, the city of Nili was the first municipality in Afghanistan to develop a strategic plan according to the SDGs. We have also established an inclusive women's committee to collectively develop solutions and engage community for the implementation of local urban infrastructure projects for the upgrading of informal settlement. Building on our collective experience as mayors committed to furthering sustainability, joining the Asia-Pacific Mayors Academy is our declared action and our opportunity today to bring together mayors to further our knowledge, learn best practices, and support localization of global agendas. Through the Academy of this forum, we have discussed a range of sustainable urban development challenges, solutions, and tools. I and my fellow mayors in this academy have already learned many great lessons and tools, which will help us to implement sustainable urban development projects in our cities. Importantly, we have established a collective network that is committed to achieving a sustainable urban future for all cities in Asia-Pacific region. And I'm so happy, really. I'm so happy each city and mayor in this region is not alone, no. Especially Nili City and the mayor of Nili. On behalf of all members of Mayor Academy, I would like to express our collective commitment to bring the lessons from this forum and the Asia-Pacific Mayor Academy to concrete initiative in our community and to report the World Urban Forum in February 2020 to result of our efforts. I would like to sincerely thank government and great people of Malaysia for wonderful organization. We thank ESCAP and UN Habitat, UN University, UCLG, the Association of Pacific Rim University, IGS for establishing the Mayor Academy and for the lesson learned thus far. We look forward to working together to achieve a sustainable urban future. Hopefully one day my city would be host city for Apuf. Thanks to Penang City. Thanks to great Malaysia, I'm sure, working together for better future of our city. Thank you so much.
It's a very inspiration, it's inspired to hear from the women mayor from Afghanistan and all your declare action that you want to do. I have the opportunity to visit Afghanistan early this year, but your action is really inspire us to do more within your condition. Thank you very much, Mayor Ms. Khadija. Now I would like to invite Mr. Kazufumi Onishi, Mayor of Kumamoto City, Japan, to declare his city's action. Please, the floor is yours.
At this special occasion, let me express my sincere appreciation for Chief Minister of Penang, Federal Minister of Housing and Local Government, Executive Director of UN Habitat, Director of Environment and Development Division of UN ESCAP, and Mayor of Penang. As an SDGs advanced city, Kumamoto would like to contribute to the further development of the international community by sharing the urban development initiatives, disaster prevention plans, and emergency response strategies that we developed through our experience in the Kumamoto earthquake on both the international and domestic levels. At the fourth Asia Pacific Border Summit, which will be held in Kumamoto on October 19th and 20th, 2020, we are preparing to hold a session specifically focused on post-earthquake reconstructions and disaster prevention. In this way, we are working to spread the valuable lessons and initiatives that we feel must be shared with the rest of the world by presenting about the urban development know-how and techniques, including disaster response and water resource management measures, as well as the individual and cooperative projects that our private citizens undertook to get the city back on its feet. Thank you very much. Domo arigatou.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kazufumi. And now it's my pleasure to invite Ms. Bernadia Chandra Dewi, Secretary General, United Cities and Local Government, Asia and the Pacific, to declare her action. The floor is yours.
The Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, very good afternoon. Selamat petang hari, selamat siang. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. They say different, little bit different between Malay and Indonesian. We call selamat siang, not selamat petang hari. We know that local governments play a very important role. As Mayor Penang mentioned that almost 65% of sustainable developments are related to the activities at the local level. So if local governments are not capacitated, are not mandated, are not supported, we cannot perform very well. So this is our call for the international development agencies, also organizations, as well as regional and national governments call for support and call for collaboration. We are committed, local governments are committed in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. We make our voices heard at this regional meeting through the global platform as well, such as this Asia Pacific Urban Forum 7. We brought almost 50 mayors, vice mayors, and representatives of local governments to this 7th Asia-Pacific Urban Forum. This is to show our commitment. More importantly, we know that what the people need, because all that what we want to do is for happiness and good quality of life of the people. United Cities and local governments, Asia Pacific, we are connecting more than 7,000 cities and local governments in the Asia Pacific region. We are scaling up its work on localizing SDGs. We are doing this by expanding our programs on mainstreaming and adoption of SDGs at the local level. We also capitalize our parallel work on the Paris Agreement, Sendai Framework for Action on Disaster Risk Reduction, the new urban agenda. Cities are united in tackling the climate change through the Global Covenant of Mayors on Climate and Energy. UCLG ASPAC also serves as the Global Covenant of Mayors Secretariat for Southeast Asia region, and that coordinate and support local governments to undertake concrete steps. We are preparing also climate action plans as well as implementation. So it's not just talking, it's action. So one of the declared action, yesterday I think Representative Ms. Ong mentioned that we signed agreement with UN Habitat and PWDC on mainstreaming gender in local governments in Malaysia. This is our concrete actions and concrete commitment. We want to see more and more women mayors in Asia Pacific region. This is what we want. So on the voluntary commitment from UCLG ASPAC, we will contribute to support local government effort in achieving the SDGs by 2030, capacitating local governments and local government association on the SDGs implementation and all global agenda, expand the body of knowledge, tool, and innovation that allows for wider, deeper, faster, and more effective adoption and implementation of SDGs at the ground level. And this is also important to mention, influence the national and global processes. Only 33% of voluntary national reviews engage or involve local governments in this region. We need more engagement of subnational governments in the national processes. Lastly, let me conclude by saying mass innovations emerge from the Asia-Pacific region, but we know we need to ensure global links. Our global movement of UCLG allows us to do this. We hope our trusted partners will continue to support us in our journey. Let me conclude by giving you some mantras. How to achieve the Agenda 2030, that we leave no one behind. We leave no mayors behind. This is the one that always mentioned by Executive Director of UN Habitat. That we reach the most vulnerable first, that we listen to the people, that we regain the trust of our people with our actions, that we move together with our diverse stakeholders, that we become the leaders our citizens deserve. UCLG ASPAC stand ready to work with all of you, with all partners, and beyond in designing, implementing, and sustaining concrete solutions to people-centered development. And we want to have a sharing prosperity in urban development in the region to enable a fair and sustainable future for all. Once again, congratulations for the successful 7th Asia-Pacific Urban Forum. I really like to thank Ministry of Housing and Local Governments of Malaysia, UN Habitat, UNESCAP, and Penang State Island for organizing a wonderful meeting. Terima kasih. Thank you very much.
Terima kasih, Dr. Banadia. Thank you very much. And we need more local government mayors, women local government mayors yang berhormat. Now, I would like to call upon Mr. Rudolf Nestler from European Commission, Directorate General for Regional and Urban Policy to declare their action. Please, the floor is yours, sir.
Excellencies, honorable ministers and mayors, ladies and gentlemen, the European Union is very proud of having participated at the 7th Asia-Pacific Urban Forum, and we had the chance to engage with so many Asian colleagues and representatives of cities. The European Union has taken a global commitment to work with all partners who are determined to support cities in developing concrete actions and solutions for climate change, for local governance, and for sustainable urban development. For the European Union, the citizens are at the heart of a city. We owe to citizens to include them and ensure their social and economic safety and provide access to all services. In this sense, the European Union confirms its engagement to work and to accompany Asian and Pacific cities and also, of course, the citizens in their goals to become inclusive, innovative, and sustainable urban spaces. The European Union's International Urban Cooperation Programme, IUC, supports city-to-city cooperation between European cities on the one hand and cities in India, China, Japan, in the Republic of Korea, in Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, and Vietnam. And as of 2020, city-to-city cooperation will also engage cities in Thailand and in the Philippines. Further, the European Union renews its support to all ambitious cities which join the global Covenant of Mayors for Climate and Energy Coalition. All interested cities I would like to invite to contact the program of the IUC and to get some more detailed information. And we are looking forward to work with all of you. Many thanks for being here with you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rudolf Nessler, for your commitment, because EU is also a close partner of UN agencies. And please, those mayors here, please join the Global Covenant of Mayors, because I am also the advisory in the Global Covenant of Mayors. I want to see more cities in Asia Pacific to join the Global Covenant of Mayors. Now we go to the Ms. Sungun Moon from the ASEAN Development Bank to declare your action. Please, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Dear Excellencies, distinguished guests, and ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor to be able to participate in this Asia-Pacific Urban Forum, and it is a great honor for me to represent Asia Development Bank to share our commitment to sustainable urban development, particularly in Asia and Pacific. So Asian Development Bank is committed to support cities in its developing member countries, DMCs as we call it, to become more livable in line with its corporate direction, Strategy 2030, as well as the operational plan on livable cities, making our cities more livable. More specifically, ADB support will be in the following three areas. First is to improve coverage, quality, efficiency, and reliability of services in urban areas. Second is to strengthen urban planning and financial sustainability of our cities. And third, improve urban environment, climate resilience, and disaster management of our cities. So ADB will continue to provide about 2.5 billion annual financing for urban infrastructure projects from 2020 to 2024. along with the wealth of ADB's urban expertise, actively engage to share knowledge and good practices and build capacities of our cities in developing member countries. We will further engage by providing technical assistance, such as Livable Cities TA that we are working currently, and by facilitating access to catalytic funding through conventional and innovative local finance mechanisms. In doing this, ADB will work in integrated manner on the provision of infrastructure, capacity development, institutional strengthening, planning and finance, and mainstreaming of climate resilience and disaster risk management systems. We cannot do this alone, however, so we will continue to engage with our development partners, private sectors, NGOs, academia, think tanks, and knowledge institutions, and of course, city networks and trust funds to enhance collaboration. ADB will also engage with citizens and civil society organizations throughout various phases of the project cycles. Lastly, we will continue to develop expertise in integrated urban planning and engage innovative methodologies, including smart cities, sustainable tourism, and high-level technologies, and undertake corresponding capacity building. ADB will be one of actors actively partaking in solving the urban challenges faced by the Asia and Pacific in collaboration with various actors and agents that make our collective efforts converge to shared purpose toward sustainable urban development. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Sungun Moon. Ladies and gentlemen, there are 2.5 billion US dollar, yeah? Yeah, 2.5 billion US dollar to be grabbed. Please prepare your proposal. Yeah, Mr. Moon, yeah? Ms. Moon? Prepare your proposal and concept paper on the 3 areas: strengthen coverage planning, strengthen the urban planning, and disaster management, smart cities, and sustainable tourism. Quickly, after this, immediately, get it done, and after this, pass it to Ms. Sungun Moon as soon as possible. Lambat, tak dapat. Okay, now I would like to call upon Mr. Junichi Fujiro from the Institute for Global Environmental Strategies to declare their action. The floor is yours.
Honorable ministers, mayors, participants, ladies and gentlemen, it is our great honor to be here and having this session, very important session. Thank you so much. I just declare to commit supporting cities to conduct voluntary local review, in short, VAR, to show your status, progress, challenge of SDGs. IGES is the first research institute to develop VAR report together with the Japanese 3 cities, Kitakyushu, Toyama, Shimokawa, in the occasion of the last year high-level political forum, when New York City also developed VAR review report. IGES is our first organization to develop online platform, VAR Labo, with UCLG ASPAC, Bernardia, with the very kind support of ASCAP, Stefanos-san, at APUF7 Asia Pacific Forum on Sustainable Development this year, March. Now, more than 10 cities developed these VAR reports, and then 6 reports are coming from Asia Pacific. So we are majority. Yay! Asia Pacific is a majority now. So we need more numbers. This time we organize a VAR Labo X Apuf session, and then we have also good participants. Thank you very much for joining this session. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just declare to commit supporting you to conduct VAR, voluntary local review report, to show you our progress of SDGs with our partners, UCLG ASPAC, or CityNet, ICRE, ESCAP, and of course, UN Habitat. And then all friends and then partners, we are very open. I'm open. And then I'd like to propose to have VR Lab X World Urban Forum session to show our progress challenges for the global stage. So thank you very much for this opportunity, and then I really want to support you to make such as the SDGs report, VR report 100 or 1,000 report in the next 4 years. Thank you so much. Terima kasih.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Junichi Fujiro. And I would like to thank all the representatives on stage for their voluntary commitment. 6 report, what we need more. We want to encourage you and your institution to consider submitting your own voluntary commitment by the 15th of December deadline on the voluntary commitment platform at APUF7 website, www.apuf7.org. And this report will be also tabled and at World Urban Forum 10 in Abu Dhabi from 8 to 13 of February. Thank you very much and terima kasih.
Thank you, Her Excellency Ms. Maimunah Muhammad Sharif, Executive Director of UN Habitat, for kindly moderating Declare Your Action and APUF7 voluntary commitment. A big round of applause to Her Excellency Ms. Maimunah Muhammad Sharif. I'd like to invite, please take a seat with the esteemed guest. The Penang Platform for Sustainable Urbanization, or PPSU, brings together an alliance of partners to leverage the comparative strengths of cities and the leading urban development organization to support local, regional, and national governments in implementing sustainable urbanization to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals and the new urban agenda. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to introduce Town Planner Noliza Hashim, CEO of Urbanist Malaysia, to come to the stage to introduce a dynamic new partnership to accelerate city action for sustainable development in Asia Pacific.
Thank you very much, Mr. Iskandar. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera, selamat petang, dan welcome to this official closing ceremony. It is a real great honor for me to introduce you the Penang Platform for Sustainable Urbanization, which we are very pleased to launch in the city of Penang at the 7th session of the Asia Pacific Urban Forum. I will briefly introduce the platform before asking the host city and several of the platform's founding members to declare their contributions to the platform. Excellencies, the Right Honourable Mr. Chow Kon Yeow, Chief Minister of Penang, Her Excellency Hajah Zuraida binti Kamaruddin, Minister of Housing and Local Government, Her Excellency Ms. Maimunah Muhammad Sharif, ED of UN Habitat, Mr. Stefanos Futau, Director of Environment Department Division ESCAP, Dato' Azhar Ahmad, Deputy Secretary General, Ministry of Housing and Local Government, and of course, our beloved Dato' Architect Yu Tung Siang, the host and mayor of City of Penang. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the sustainable challenge on Asia Pacific will be won or lost in cities. At the same time, the urban challenges facing Asia Pacific cities range from building resilience to climate change and disasters, to reducing unsustainable resource use and overcoming high levels of gender, age-based, socioeconomic, and spatial inequalities. These interrelated challenges require holistic, sustainable development pathways that leverage on the opportunities provided by smart technologies, nature-based solutions, new renewable energy systems, and innovations in land-based financing, affordable housing, and sustainable infrastructure planning. All of this requires a deep paradigm shift adopted by member states in the new urban agenda on multi-level urban governance, integrated urban planning, and fiscal empowerment of local authorities. Within this context, the Penang Platform for Sustainable Urbanization, or what we call PPSU, brings together an alliance of partners comprising of 22 organizations who are also actually the steering committee members of APUF7, to leverage upon the competitive strengths of cities and the leading urban development organizations to support local, regional, and national governments in implementing sustainable urbanization to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals and the new urban agenda. Allow me now to share with all of you the PPSU's objectives in the first phase of its partnerships from 2019 to 2023, which we affectionately abbreviate to CITI, City. First, we will collaborate to accelerate the implementation of integrated and sustainable city solutions in selected cities where we can demonstrate joint impact. Second, to integrate the use of innovative tools and models, research and evidence, and good practices on sustainable urban development by urban actors across the region. Third, to transform access to existing resources and forge new partnerships to mobilize catalytic funds for enhanced local-level solutions. And fourth, to increase political will for sustainable urbanization across the region level via adoption of enabling policies and budgets. In order to achieve the city or CITI objectives, we, the founding members of the Penang Platform for Sustainable Urbanization, will work as a coalition of the willing across 4 focus areas. One is to elaborate and implement joint frameworks for action on sustainable urban development in selected cities. 2 is to provide tailored technical assistance, capacity development, advocacy to adopt global best practices and models for Asia-Pacific cities. Third, to facilitate access to catalytic funding through conventional and innovative local finance mechanism, and to generate action-oriented research and evidence to foster exchange and learning on emerging sustainable urban development solutions. These are areas which may be revised to take into account the priority recommendations that may emerge from this 7th Asia-Pacific Urban Forum. We also envisage further revisions as new partners may join the platform and opportunities that may emerge to further enhance the platform's impact. I would now like to invite our Datuk Architect Yu Tung Siang, Mayor of Penang Island Council, to join me on stage and reflect how the strides that Penang is making towards sustainable development that will energize the PPSU and what they hope to get out of being a member of this platform. That this beautiful island that has very kindly lent its name to us. Yeah? Datuk, would you want to come here?
Thank you, Ms. Noliza. The Right Honorable Mr. Chow Kuan Yeow, Chief Minister of Penang, the Honorable Minister Haja Zuraida Kamaluddin, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, once again, very good afternoon dan salam sejahtera to all of you. Apa khabar semua? Penang has started initiative towards sustainable development goal 10 years ago, just simply for a reason, because we can't afford not to. We have low carbon city agenda since then, and we will forge ahead with this agenda entrusted to us as a citizen, more so as a city leader. Penang is unique because our Georgetown city is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The city has undergone changes due to gentrification, and residents were moving out. We need to keep the city alive by turning it into a compact city which can reduce carbon emissions. We can do so by turning it into a place for people to live, to work, to learn, and to play. We counter the gentrification effects through our Repopulating Georgetown's program. This is so that people can come back to the city to live there, work there, and study there. We have started our intelligent, livable, and happy city vision that focuses on the basic needs of the people. We believe in less is more, in making a city just cleaner, greener, safer, healthier, and happier. We have started upgrading infrastructure within the city, such as 9-kilometer backlane transformation to create additional 10 acres of connected green community spaces. This is walkable, cyclable, cleaner, greener, and safer. The climate change, this type of climate change adaptation program will also help to lower temperature in the city. Our emphasis in any program is low effort, high impact. We collaborated with heritage building property owners to restore their dilapidated buildings and convert it into co-learning and co-living spaces in the heritage zone. We are engaging with the local community and transforming the inner city one step at a time. It's our plan to bring life back to the city and at the same time bring down the temperature through our green initiative. Another step towards reducing carbon emissions is to turn Penang into a tropical cycling city. Our warm and humid weather is a challenge to encourage people to cycle, but we will overcome it with infrastructure, facility, and planting of trees. We have created 180 kilometers of cycling lane, out of which 39.3 kilometers are dedicated bicycle lane. These are safe, shaded, and comfortable lanes. We are engaging the cycling community to sustain this cycling culture. We can also take advantage of our tropical weather all year round by installing solar panel on our covered cycling lane. A sustainable city is one that focuses on moving people instead of moving cars. This is where we look at cycling as one of the options for first and last mile transportation mode. We introduce 4Ds on Rapid initiative in collaboration with Rapid Penang. This is an initiative to encourage people to cycle and take the public transport instead of driving. We have further enhanced our bike sharing system and introduced a policy of providing cycling facility such as bicycle hub and shower room for those who cycle to work. Ladies and gentlemen, all local governments must come together to share our best practices. This is where Malaysian Association of Local Authorities comes in. This is a platform for us to work together as one team and voice up as one to the national government. As a third-tier government, we are closest to the people, so we have to work on achieving the SDGs together through collaborative innovation. So we thank our Honorable Minister also. Yesterday we sit for this our trophy challenge, this next event. We welcome any good idea from all the city here in this Mala platform for a city solution. So yesterday, Minister, thank you again for increasing our price to 2.5 million for green projects. Thanks again. So for the city in Malaysia, the first prize, you will get 1 million from the KPKT for any green project. Runners-up will have 750,000, and third place, 500,000, all for green project. We work together in our common annual themes such as universal design for 2018, and this year, we say no to single plastic use. In conclusion, Penang will forge ahead with more initiatives and programs to achieve the SDG in support of PPSU, Penang Platform for Sustainable Urbanization. Thank you dan terima kasih.
Thank you very much. Yang berbahagia Datuk Arkitek Yu Tung. You can join me on stage here. Yep. So we now like to invite several of our other partners. I hope whatever Penang has done will inspire everyone. I would like now to invite Mr. Imani Kumar from ICLE, Local Government for Sustainability, Ms. Aisa Tobing from CityNet, Mr. Saura Gaidani from 100 Resilient Cities, and Ms. Karibati Toba from the Commonwealth Local Government Forum. They will be sharing with us. They are actually representatives of the city networks, and they are among 22 of our founding members of the PPSU, and they are committed to work together under the platform. So moving on, I'd like to invite Mr. Imani Kumar to share your statement. Yeah.
Good afternoon, and thank you for giving this opportunity for ICLE. Thank you, Your Excellency, Ma'am Maimuna, the previous mayor, and also part of our regional executive committee and global committee member of ICLE. I think thank you to see you here, ma'am, and also the Chief Minister and all other colleagues here and friends. ICLE, Local Governments for Sustainability, is a global network of more than 1,700 local and regional governments committed to sustainable urban development. Through our 4 regional secretariats and 6 country offices in Asia Pacific, we commit to work with over 250 members in this region, enable implementation of inclusive and sustainable urban solutions, and to raise the ambition of local action. With boots on the ground, we appreciate to build technical capacities of the cities to think global and act local. We welcome the establishment of Penang Platform for Sustainable Urbanization. ICLE, as one of the platform's founding members, we deliver concrete support to developing cities in our region through several of our programs, such as Ambitious City Program, Green Circular Cities Coalition, Urban Low Emission Development Strategies, CDK and Knowledge Accelerator, Building Energy Efficiency Accelerator Program, and the Asia-led Partnership Program, to name a few. And we commit to further engage with over 100 cities in all Asia Pacific region until 2023, when the Penang platform will take stock of its process. So this is our commitment, and we also to create and disseminate knowledge on all aspects of sustainable urbanization. We are committing to develop and work with our partner cities to implement tools and methodologies that will enable integrated, embedded, and continuous action on low emission, nature-based, and equitable and resilient and circular development. We also commit to provide technical support to develop innovative solutions and build partnerships with policymakers, communities, and the private sector to enable it to scale action. We strongly believe and work on the promise of the collaboration and partnerships are the key to ensuring just and sustainable future The Penang Platform for Sustainable Urbanization provides an opportunity for all like-minded institutions to join the forces to assist all levels of government to meet the Sustainable Development Goals. Through our constant endeavor, we are not only committed to our own actions, but also to work with all partners to achieve the outcomes of the Asia Pacific Urban Forum. We encourage those of you who are not have joined, please join this platform and strengthen this platform on this. I will just want to quote from Mr. Mahatma Gandhi, who is also the 150th birthday anniversary this year. He says, the quote, "Be the change that you want to see in the world." So we, the local governments, are planning to change ourselves, and we request everybody to join us to see the world in a different way. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Mr. Imani, and thank you to ICLE for that statement. And now I would like to invite Ms. Aisa Tobing from CityNet to share her statement.
Thank you. Terima kasih. Honorable Ministers, Mayors, ladies and gentlemen, and a very good afternoon, especially for you, Ibu Maimunah. I am a great admirer of you, Ibu, from the first we are meeting in Seberang Perai. So, thank you. Okay, as our commitment, CityNet is the largest association of urban stakeholders committed to sustainable development in the Asia-Pacific region. Established in 1987 with the support of UNESCO, UNDP, and UN Habitat, the network of cities has grown to include over 154 municipalities, NGO, private companies, and research centers. Our mission is to connect urban actors and deliver tangible solutions for cities across the Asia-Pacific region. As one of the steering committee members for the APUF7, we are very pleased to be here, able to present our voluntary commitment during the Declare Your Action to the Penang platform. One, we CityNet commit to raise awareness about the importance of local government in the implementation of the Agenda 2030, along with challenges, opportunities, and practices. CityNet will continuously engage with partner organizations, including NGO and institutions, to deliver and improve urban policy development by conducting capacity building, workshop focusing on the infrastructure, climate change, disaster, housing, smart city, waste management, and recycling. In addition, we'll conduct research development with urban think tanks and the collaboration when the SDGs champions to understand the local level, since we believe the local government plays a crucial role on the implementation of the SDGs. We, CityNet, will also strengthen our partnership with regional learning centers like the Seoul Human Resources Development Center, Kuala Lumpur Regional Training Center, Human Management Settlement Institute in Delhi, Climate Leadership Program in Jakarta, Capacity Development Service Providers in Delivery, a peer-based city-to-city cooperation program that will lead to transformative local leadership and enhance enabling urban environment for the SDGs acceleration. Finally, with the Penang platform, we mentioned it's CITI, CityNet is positive to move towards a more sustainable development in a partnership to accelerate city action for sustainable development in Asia-Pacific region. Ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Ms. Aisa. Can I invite now Ms. Karibati Toba from CLGF representing?
honorable ministers, mayors, excellencies, participants, ladies and gentlemen. The Commonwealth Local Government Forum recognizes that Asia and the Pacific urban transformation requires an urgent response through a vision of sustainable urbanization, whereby urban areas are prosperous, inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable, and that accord to Asia and Pacific history, values, and context. CLGF encourages stakeholders' engagement and building and strengthening partnership to hasten efforts and to increase access to resources and commitments towards the implementation of the APUF7 and APUF7 outcomes. We are committed to working with our members to realize the commitments made here and in Nandi, Fiji in July. CLGF supports strengthening current regional institutional and governance architecture, frameworks and processes to elevate and accelerate efforts to address urbanization in the Asia and Pacific region. One key priority for us is to encourage Commonwealth member states to put greater priority in their policy and work on achieving sustainable urban development and making sure that the places where increasing number of our 2.4 billion Commonwealth citizens live are inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. CLGF has been successful in ensuring that sustainable urbanization is on the main agenda of the heads at the biannual summits of the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in June 2020. In this regard, CLGF and its partners are highlighting the importance of multi-level governance and the needs for stronger partnership, working to address the challenges of rapid urbanization, informalization, and the impact of climate change, and to ensure that citizens can maximize the opportunities of urbanization. The outcome of the Pacific Urban Forum 5 and the Asia-Pacific Urban Forum 7 are already guiding this work, and it will certainly help to shape follow-up across the Commonwealth, including after CHOCOM. At the Pacific Urban Forum 5 that was held in July this year in Fiji, it was also agreed that the region must work together to strengthen existing and new partnership to address the challenges of the impact of urbanization in the Pacific. CLGF recognizes the value in facilitating and strengthening partnership and strategic alliance at the region and international level to address urbanization. CLGF is committed to address urbanization as part of coordinated and collaborative efforts because we need a collective approach. The challenge is too great and too complex to be left to just one organization or entity. Sustainable urbanization requires a whole-of-government approach and the mobilization of non-government agencies, the private sector, and of course, citizens who must be at the forefront of everything that we do. We are happy to be part of a coalition of the partners, Penang Platform for Sustainable Urbanization, who share these objectives and are looking to work cooperatively to achieve a more sustainable urban future. CLGF brings to the table the partnership between local and central government through its membership of cities, local governments, local government associations, and ministries of local government. Meaningful partnership building will be a critical factor in the success of achieving SDG 11. And this is the heart of all CLG work, and the reason why COGF joined PPSU. COGF acknowledges that while Pacific Island countries are different and diverse, all its member countries face similar challenges arising from rapid urbanization, and these similarities provide an opportunity for COGF to focus its efforts on key issues that can be achieved effectively and efficiently with the support of its partners. COGF commits to respond to the calls made at the Pacific Urban Forum 5 and Asia Pacific Forum 7. We have already agreed to work on a number of strategic actions which align to the PPSU key focus area, and I would like to share some of these with you today. One, in line with Focus Area 1, COGF is committed to work collectively with local government authorities to strengthen local economic development at the community level using local resources. COGF is also committed to share the outcomes of the Pacific Urban Forum 5 and Asia Pacific Forum 7 at the upcoming CHOCOM to encourage the Commonwealth to assist in achieving inclusive, resilient, safe, and sustainable cities and human settlement across the Commonwealth. For Focus 2, COGF is committed to provide advisory technical support to assist the local government reform in the Pacific. COGF will also assist councils to strengthen their public finance management through a performance-based system. In line with Focus Area 4, COGF will strengthen local government capacity through twinning amongst councils. We would like to thank everyone for their active participation, and we look forward working with members of PPSU and partners across the region to ensure that the agreements and commitment made here and in Nandi, Fiji are implemented and help to shape cities and human settlement for the future. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Karibati. And finally, I invite Mr. Saurabh from 100 Resilient Cities to deliver your statement, please. And
Yeah, I promise you I'm going to keep it short. There have been some long statements, really. First of all, I would like to thank UNESCAP and UN Habitat for calling us and making us steering committee member for Asia Pacific Urban Forum. I would like to thank you, Honorable Chief Minister of Penang State and Honorable Mayor of Penang City. 100 Resilient Cities is really excited to be part of Penang Platforms of Sustainable Urbanization. As one of the founding members, like all of you, we will like to bring the power of the network. We work on 100 cities globally through this Penang platform, and we will like to leverage the Penang platform to take the thought, the resilience thinking from 100 Resilient Cities Network to founding organizations and to all the local governments who are part of this platform. The platform's objectives like collaborate, integrate, transform, and increase political will in some ways are 100RC's integral way of working. As a first step, 100 Resilient Cities will share an approach to design an urban data observatory. This proposal was designed by our resilience unit in Delhi as a part of 100 Resilient Cities and National Institutes of Urban Affairs partnership. The data observatory work will be a case study and will act as an inspiration or reference to all the member cities of the platform and also the organizations in the platform. And we are really looking forward partnering with the platform's leadership forum and building resilience and sustainability in Asia Pacific with all the founding members. Thank you.
thank you very much, Mr. Saurabh. It's always very challenging to do a closing ceremony as people are rushing to catch planes, you know. But the show must go on, and as you can hear from our partners, which are just a representative of the 22 organizations actually that have come together to put the Penang platform together. So I would also want to welcome any other organizations to join us. And I think this is a great opportunity where you can network from the strength of each organization that you have heard just now. And we have other members like UCLG, you know, who are also, I mean, we are not inviting everyone, but it's a representation that we have chosen up here. So I'd like to invite members of the PPSU, the Penang Platform for Sustainable Urbanization, to come on stage for us to take a group photo with our honorable guests. So if I can invite those who are still around, maybe from UCLG, from UNDP, from UNSCAP, from UN Habitat, even from the Institute for Global Environmental Strategies maybe. So CLC, is anyone still around? If you would like to come on stage. Another representative from Urbanism Malaysia maybe, because we are also part of the founding member. And I'd like to invite our honorable guests, Minister, Honorable Chief Minister. Let's take a group photo. Yeah, this is a very special moment, you know, in every such kind of event, such kind of moment is very important. Yes, Datuk Azhar. Yes. From ASCAP? Oh yeah. Yes, from ICLE. Yes. Okay, let's take. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, Town Planner Noliza Hashim. I would like to invite all excellencies and honorable guests to kindly take your seats for the next program. Well, let's continue with the video, the highlights of APUF7. May I direct your attention, ladies and gentlemen, to the screen for the highlight of APUF7. APUF7, congratulations! To date, we have received more than 9,500 registered participants from the 7th session Asia-Pacific Urban Forum, together with the 2nd Malaysian Local Government Convention. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have heard commitments for action from the representatives from the constituent assemblies, the representatives who shared their voluntary commitments, and now the launch of the Penang Platform for Sustainable Urbanization. Excellencies, distinguished guests, it is my pleasure to invite Dr. Stephanos Fotu, Director, Environment and Development Division, UNESCAP, on the stage to deliver address remark on behalf of UNESCAP.
Honorable Mr. Cho Kon Yeo, Chief Minister of Penang, Malaysia, the Honorable Minister Hazah Zuraida Kamaruddin, Ministry of Housing and Local Government, Malaysia, Your Excellency Ms. Maimuna Mot Sarif, Executive Director of UN Habitat, the best Executive Director of UN Habitat, Honorable Dato Architector Ye Tung Siang, Mayor of Penang Island City Council, Malaysia, Honorable Datu Kazar Ahmad, Deputy Secretary General, Ministry of Housing and Local Government, Malaysia, Town Planner Nurliza Hasim, Chief Executive Urbanize Malaysia, Mayors, Ambassadors, Ministers, distinguished Apuf delegates, ladies and gentlemen. Let me start this closing remark with a personal story. I'm working 26 years on environment and sustainable development, and 14 years I'm working in the United Nations in 2 different organizations. These 14 years I've organized and I've participated in dozens of forums, conferences, and different official meetings. And I want to describe to you what's happening the night before the closing day of the forum. The night before the closing day, I'm probably sitting in a room with other colleagues and participants, and we try to find words to put on a declaration. We have compromises. It goes until 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning until we find a declaration. But I want to describe you how was my last night here. My last night, I took my wife in a very beautiful local restaurant. We enjoyed a piece of very nice local meal. And you know why? Because this is not a forum of declarations. This is a forum of actions. And I want to thank very much the co-organizers for this. And this is a forum of actions because UN Habitat and UNESCAP, as 2 sister agencies of the UN, they came together. Because Urbanize Malaysia, a good knowledge partner, puts all the substance behind organizing this forum. Because the government of Malaysia, through the Ministry of Housing and Local Governance, hosted us in this most auspicious place provided by the City Council of Penang Island and the State of Penang. So as we will be looking behind at this forum, we will look at commitments that they have done by all stakeholders. Commitments to increase financing for sustainable urban development, commitments to increase capacity development, commitments to increase the participation of mayors in platforms that they will make the future cities more livable and more sustainable. We do encourage all cities to adopt the recommended development pathways in the Future of Asia and the Pacific Cities report, and to work with all stakeholders to make these commitments a reality. The Decade of Action to deliver the Sustainable Development Goals by 2030, adopted at the SDG Summit last month, aligns perfectly with what we have done in this forum. So we should all feel proud because just less than 1 month after the Decade of Action Summit, we have started delivering, and I think we should be all proud of this. ESCAP today commits to the following: to take forward the recommendations in the Future of Asia and Pacific Cities report with partners through the Penang Platform for Sustainable Urbanization. We look forward to the collaboration facilitated by this platform, accelerating progress towards sustainable urban development across the region. We commit to working to build the capacity of mayors and creating a network of champions for sustainability through the Asia Pacific Mayors Academy, in collaboration, of course, with our partners, UN Habitat, UN University, USCLG ASPAC, Association of Pacific Rim Universities, and the Institute of Global Environmental Studies. We commit to expand our efforts to localize the SDGs by providing technical support to cities with frameworks, and we commit to bring forth the outcomes of this forum to ESCAP's intergovernmental platforms in the year 2020 and beyond, including the Asia-Pacific Forum on Sustainable Development, the Commission session of ESCAP in May 2020, and the Committee on Environment and Development in November 2020, in which these events you are all very welcome to participate. On behalf of ESCAP, thank you again to our co-organizers and especially to our host, the Citizens Council of Penang Island and the State of Penang. It has been a pleasure and a privilege to be here in this vibrant, diverse, and beautiful city of Penang. This spirited city has inspired us, has inspired action, and reminded us what we need to do is not to look on the past and on the problems, but to look fast forward to solutions and actions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Stephanus Fortu, Director, Environment and Development Division, UN ESCAP. And next, ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor to invite Her Excellency Ms. Maimunah Muhammad Sharif, Executive Director of UN Habitat.
Your Excellency, Mr. Chow Kon Yeow, the Chief Minister of Penang, and our gracious host of the 7th Asia-Pacific Urban Forum. Give a big clap to the state. Your Excellency, Puan Zuraida Kamaruddin, Minister of Housing and Local Government, Malaysia, Honorable Datuk Yu Tong Siang, Mayor of Penang Island City Council, Dr. Stephanus, Director of Environment and Development Division, I will call the brothers UNESCAP, fellow colleague at UNESCAP, my colleague at UN Habitat, Urbanist Malaysia, and other members of the APUF7 Steering Committee, honorable mayors, governors, local government representatives, dear friends, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat tengah hari. Mungkin sudah selamat petang. APUF7 is coming to a close, and it is my pleasure to speak before you as we move towards the next phase to implement sustainable urban development as in our declaration today in our cities and communities in Asia-Pacific region. Your Excellency, Chief Minister, we are all very grateful for your hospitality and support to make this forum such a success. In the past 3 days, we have had a very fruitful forum with Penang as a model for sustainable urban development. Ladies and gentlemen, it has become very clear that sustainable development goals are not only an agenda at the national level, but also for cities and local governments in Asia and the Pacific are leading the way in advancing towards a more sustainable and equitable future and achieve the SDGs by 2030. In Penang, urban experts and stakeholders have gathered to join effort to make this possible. This forum is far the largest regional urban forum to date. I was very pleased to inform that 6,500 accredited participants from 65 countries, more than 600 people have attended as speakers and exhibitors. 59% of the participants are women and 41% men. I would like to once again thank our partners at Urbanist Malaysia on behalf of the Ministry of Local Government and Housing, the City Council of Penang for their support in hosting this event, and a special thanks to our fellow colleague at UNSCAP and the members of Apuf Steering Committee for their collaboration, which made this event a success. Throughout APUF7, we have seen an abundance of contributions from key stakeholders and constituency groups, as well as other urban experts who have voiced their concern and challenges, but also announced commitments and action to how to implement sustainable urban development at local level. I would like to share 3 key messages in order for countries and cities in Asia and the Pacific to accelerate the implementation of the new urban agenda and the SDGs. 1, many good practices are emerging in countries and cities. We need to share and learn from one another on how to implement them in our own context, and we need impact on the ground. Second, in order for cities to become more inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable, we not only need smart technologies, but also better governance by improving the capacity of our managers. So we need also smart managers. Only then can they make smarter decisions and form smarter partnerships. Third, we urgently need to adjust our system and framework to align with the visions and targets set forward in the SDGs. We only have 10 years to go, and we can only do this if we accept that urbanization is cross-cutting and multi-sectoral. This means working across silos to integrate our governance system to be more efficient and effective in delivering urban solutions. I'm very happy that this Apuf has resulted in a set of key actions and voluntary commitments to accelerate the implementation of the new urban agenda to achieve SDGs. I am very sure that the Penang Platform for Sustainable Urbanization, based on our collective aspirations, will result in coherence and integrated action at the local level in cities across the region. UN Habitat is committed to assist and collaborate and partner. I hope to see clear progress and action on the ground by the time we meet again at the 10th World Urban Forum next year. Once again, I would like to invite all of you to join us in Abu Dhabi from 8 to 13 of February 2020, and we will showcase the impact of our initiative to implement the new urban agenda and achieve the SDG. Last but not least, as our Secretary General had said, the UN Secretary General has said, well-planned and smartly managed cities can steer us toward inclusive growth and low-emission development. Solutions begin with small steps individuals can take to alter the way our cities function. Let us walk the talk. Let us keep the Asia-Pacific region at the forefront of sustainable development to deliver a better life for all in the urbanizing world. See you in COP25 Santiago, Chile, WUF 10 in Abu Dhabi, Commonwealth Head of Government meeting in Kigali, Rwanda, and COP26 in Glasgow. And again, I would like also to see many cities to present, or many countries to present voluntary national review and voluntary local review at the high-level political forum in New York next July, and see you in New York City. Leaving no one and no place behind. Thank you very much. Terima kasih.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Ms. Maimunah Muhammad Sharif, Executive Director of UN Habitat. It is now with a great pleasure to invite the Honorable Puan Hajah Zuraida Kamarudin, Minister of Housing and Local Government Malaysia, to deliver her speech.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wassalatu wassalam wala asyrafil wa mursalin wala alihi wa sahbihi ajmain. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah, good evening to all of you. Indeed, I would like to thank all of you VIPs who are still around, and they have to be around because they have to do the closing. And inshallah, those that is left behind are all of those of high quality participants in this APUF7. I would like to thank CM of Penang, YB Chow, for being again here with us. And despite his very hectic schedule, he was rushing here and there. And today, he's with us to do the closing. And I would like to thank for your warm hospitality and excellent service, excellent attention to all the participants. And we are indeed very thankful for this remarkable hospitality. And of course, supported by our mayor, Mayor of Penang Council. And of course, all the committees that have put all the effort in making this Apuf a success. And together with me, of course, I would like to congratulate also UN Habitat, headed by Datuk Sri Mamuna, and of course SCAP also is here with us, and Urbanize, putting things together, and of course the Kementerian itself, KPKT, Ministry of Housing and Local Government of Malaysia, that's together here together with us. And together with us here today, like I said, we have listened to we are at the end of this conference. We have listened to all the presentations. Basically, just now we have groups that are representing the feedbacks of this whole conference. We have 5 different groups that has presented their feedbacks of different communities, the women, the grassroots level, the business community, the youth, and the local government. Then is followed by the voluntary declaration by 7 groups of people, which includes people from the various countries of Tonga, Afghanistan, Japan, and we have Indonesia, the United Cities, local government, EU, ADB, and Japan, IGES. Then followed by the Penang Platform of Sustainable Urbanization, founding by 22 organizations, and 5 representatives just now has put up all their thoughts together. And for those who are here, I would like you all to capitalize on the offer that has been made by all the speeches that has been done just now, especially from the second group, the voluntary declarations from the Asia Development Bank, which has offered 2.6 billion. Please, you mayors, councillors, and presidents of councils that's present today, please take advantage of this offer, do your papers, and start doing some activities in your own local area. And also the Japan IGS also is offering us to conduct studies to assess our achievement with regards to these sustainable goals. Ladies and gentlemen, with the Penang Platform of Sustainable Urbanization, we also see the importance of the political will of the government to make things happen. Because without a strong political will, all this being said, it's not easy to happen. Because it will be not coming from the grassroots, it will be coming from the officers, from the government agencies, but if there's no drive and there's no belief from the political sectors, we will might not be able to fulfill all our wish of achieving sustainable goals in our own locality, in our country, and in the whole world, ladies and gentlemen. So there's 2 takes from here. The word sustainability is about being able to go on and on and on and on. Yeah? There should be continuity, and it can be done naturally. It's sort of made into your blood and your life. That is about what is all about sustainability. The other one that has been mentioned today is about resilience. Resilience is about having stamina, ladies and gentlemen. Do we have the kind of stamina to make sure this go on and on until generation after generation after generation? This is also very important. While the top level, SCAP, UN Habitat, Urbanize, and all other UN, United Nations, they have the stamina, I would say. They're doing conference after conference after conference, like what Dr. Sri Mamuna has mentioned just now. But we at the grassroots level, the agents of change, especially the local governments and the grassroots leaders, plays an important part to make sure that the stamina and the sustainability and the resilience, the durability in you should be making the change at the grassroots level. This is most important. So ladies and gentlemen, I also would like to make sure that in 2030, like what is the call, to have more women mayors in Malaysia. Inshallah, before 2030, I would have more women mayors in the country. Inshallah. And of course, I have my one lady minister, State Minister YB Chong Eng. Please, Chong Eng, stand. She's my partner in championing women issues in Malaysia and taking up to the women participation to this level. Both of us are real old-timers in the political world where we are championing for women empowerment all along till today. When you see Chong Eng, when you see Zuraida, there's nothing more they talk about. It's about women empowerment, women mainstreaming, and women participation. So as a minister, I always mention that why is it so important for women to be there? It's not about challenging the man. It's not about competing with the man, because women think differently from the man. So with the women input only, the country can grow in a more complete manner. Otherwise, it will not be complete, ladies and gentlemen. Probably I use just this simple example. Being in housing minister, if I were to get the guys, now which most of the architects are guys, when they go to the kitchen, they design kitchens and they make kitchen cabinets. The kitchen cabinets are all at 6 feet tall. Where the ladies are 5 feet too. So the ladies, when they were in the kitchen, they got to find the stool and the ladder to climb to get. So when I have more women architects, then the cabinets will be more practical for the women who spend most of the time in the kitchen. This is what I'm talking about, the different perspective of women thinking as from the men. So I'm also encouraging the young people. More women are in the universities. The young girls are more in the universities nowadays, but they're not coming out, contribute to the country economic growth and to play, to contribute in the workforce. So I have to tell them that, remember, from whatever discipline you come from, the women perspective is always different from the men, and it will complement greatly to the nation building, ladies and gentlemen. So this is something that probably we should also incorporate in our SDGs. Somewhere along there, I know there's a gender equality and so on and so forth, but these are the elements to make them realize why we want the women perspective or thinking in the total nation building of the country. And inshallah, in next year, okay, after I see this excellent organizing of this APUF7, and I believe this APUF7 has been conducted at a world-class level. Congratulations, State Minister, and you get the Mayor. I've been to a lot of these conferences, and this is sometimes I would say that it's better than what I've been to at the world level. If you're not at par, if not better, you are at least at par. Congratulations and keep up the good work. And with that, inshallah, the Ministry of Housing and Local Government, inshallah, will also be organizing and hosting the Commonwealth Local Government Forum next year, 2020, in Malacca, inshallah. So this is how fast we work. And inshallah also, I've already thought of something with my Deputy Secretary General to impose some kind of KPI throughout my 155 local governments to achieve the SDG 17. If they cannot achieve 17, it's okay, but let's achieve something, at least target at 5 or 6, and at least we can see the progress of these SDGs in Malaysia itself by the different PBTs. This is very important. I will take the model of the pavilion. You have 17 towers, for which PBT who have achieved 5 towers, we will give them the 5 towers. So depending on what are the achievements. Then only we can see where we are. Otherwise, when you come at 2030, we do not know where we are. At least if you can't achieve 17, you achieve part of the 17. Then it's a good assessment to where we are moving towards this SDG. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, I hope this Congress or this forum has taken us to somewhere. For those of you who are here still today, I hope you bring down the message to all your people in your each office so that they can, together with you, try to do whatever is being called upon in this APUF7. Once again, thank you very much. All the best and have a safe trip home and hope to see you soon at CLGF 2020 in June in Malacca, Malaysia, inshallah. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Our Honorable Minister, Honorable Puan Hajah Zuraida Kamarudin, Minister of Housing and Local Government, Malaysia. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is our pleasure to invite our guest of honor, Honorable Mr. Chow Kon Yeow, Chief Minister of Penang, to deliver his official closing speech.
Thank you for the invitation to close APU7. The Honorable Minister Hajah Zuraida Kamarudin, Her Excellency Maimunah binti Muhammad Sharif, Executive Director of UN Habitat, Dr. Stefanus Fortio, Director, Environment and Development Division, UN ESCAP, Datuk Architect Yu Tong Siang, Mayor of the City Council of Penang Island, Yang berbahagia Datuk Azhar Ahmad, Deputy Secretary General of the Ministry of Housing and Local Government, Malaysia, Ms. Noleza Hashim, Chief Executive of Urbanized Malaysia. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to note that the 7th Asia Pacific Urban Forum, APUF7, has concluded on a successful and productive note. This forum, held over a 3-day period, has gathered leaders, local governments, stakeholders, and city officials from all over the world to discuss important and relevant issues of this modern world, urban resilience and sustainable urbanization. I make to understand that the outcome of discussion held in APU7 will be brought to the World Urban Forum in February next year. The declaration of action and commitments by Asia-Pacific countries today will also be brought up in the World Urban Forum. We are indeed proud to host such an important forum that will bring changes and push for sustainability for the sake of the future generation. APUF7 has brought us together to collaborate, cooperate, and create opportunities for cities and countries in the Asia-Pacific in formulating concrete plans to achieve sustainable development goals. This forum has provided countries in the Asia-Pacific region with the space and platform to consolidate the varied perspectives as we discuss the future of the region. It is a commitment that all of us must make to achieve the 2030 agenda. The high-level roundtable talk in the beginning of the forum has set the tone for the sharing of visions for sustainable development in the Asia-Pacific. It was a fitting platform of various cities to share their successes in sustainable urbanization while taking cognizance of the need to include grassroots communities in the process of policy making. Penang has always believed in stakeholders' engagement. We believe this is the way forward for governments to work with the people in policy making so that they will take ownership of the programs that we introduce. This is one of the ways to ensure sustainability. Today, we saw the launch of the Penang Platform for Sustainable Urbanization, PPSU, that brings together an alliance of partners. It is a platform to collaborate, integrate good practices, transform and increase political will for sustainable urbanization across the region. We have also heard the declaration of action from various cities, including Penang Island and others. Now, we only need to work together to put this declaration into real action and advance towards achieving the SDGs by 2030. Before I conclude, to respond to the gender issue, I'm happy to be the man behind 2 women mayors appointed in Penang. And both of them have since gone to other positions. One of them is Datuk Sri Maimuna Muhammad Sharif. And because of her elevation to UN Habitat, Mr. Yu Tong Siang got the chance to be the mayor. To conclude, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to thank all participants for coming to Penang and Malaysia and making a difference by contributing your part in this important forum. Don't forget, I think the forum is not over yet. Don't forget to join us in the special showcase of our social and infrastructure projects after this. And later in this evening, do join us at the Potpourri Festival of Penang at the City Hall. We promise that will be a fun evening of entertainment and Penang's famous hawker food. Thank you very much and see everyone again.
Thank you. Honorable Mr. Chow Kon Yeow, Chief Minister of Penang. Ladies and gentlemen, the 7th Asia-Pacific Urban Forum, APUF7, concluded today with the establishment of the Penang Platform for Sustainable Urbanization, a dynamic new partnership to leverage the strengths of cities and leading urban development organizations. We hope to carry on this spirit of APUF7 through the next WOOF 10 in Abu Dhabi 2020. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is our pleasure to invite our guest from Abu Dhabi, Ms. Hamda Al-Shamsi, Director Media Affairs Division, Department of Urban Planning of Municipalities Abu Dhabi, to deliver her short message and video from the friends from WOOF 10.
Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Hamda Shamsi, Director of Media Affairs for the Department of Urban Planning and Municipality in Abu Dhabi. Thank you for inviting me here today. It is an honor for the Abu Dhabi World Urban Forum delegate to be here with you all to experience and participate in the 7th Asia Pacific Urban Forum. Both Asia Pacific Forum and World Urban Forum create an ideal platform to bring key stakeholders together to influence and shape the future of the sustainable urbanization, which help creating effective, long-lasting and valuable partnerships to deliver real change and progress. For the first time, an Arab city, Abu Dhabi, will host the prestigious World Urban Forum, its 10th edition, from the 8th to 13th of February 2020 in partnership with UN Habitat. WOOF 10 will be an opportunity for thousands of delegates who are involved all aspects of urbanization to share best practice and knowledge in how cities are built, planned and managed both currently and in the future. Abu Dhabi will welcome more than 25,000 visitors from more than 150 countries to the World Urban Forum, with attendees to include heads of the state, ministers, mayors, urban experts, planners, and general public. The forum will provide an ideal platform for collaboration and engagement between both the government and the diverse private sector partners. APUF7 will provide a significant opportunity for Abu Dhabi and the region to showcase our progress in promoting and implementing sustainable urban development. The theme of APUF7 is City of Opportunities, connecting culture and innovation. At the forum will be demonstrated that Arab cities are experimenting with innovative approaches and have achieved solutions to some of our toughest challenges. We look forward welcoming you all to attend World Urban Forum in February 2020. Come to Abu Dhabi and be inspired. Salamat datang ko Abu Dhabi. أهلا وسهلا بكم في أبو ظبي.
Thank you, Ms. Hamda Al-Shamsi, Director Media Affairs Division, Department of Urban Planning, Abu Dhabi.
Will exceed expectations. This will reinforce Abu Dhabi as a vital government, innovative, and educational hub in the Middle East that encourages and promotes the implementation of sustainable development targets. We look forward to welcoming you to Abu Dhabi, the capital city of the United Arab Emirates, 10th session of the World Urban Forum. Thank you very much.
أبو ظبي حيث كانت صحراء أصبحت اليوم بيئة عمرانية نابضة بالحياة تساهم بتنمية أفضل للمجتمع. الاستدامة الاقتصادية الاستدامة البيئية والاستدامة الثقافية. بهذه المحاور الأربع يبنى مستقبل أبو ظبي العمراني. الاستدامة نهج يتناغم فيه أسلوب حياتنا مع ثقافتنا وبيئتنا ويمكننا من الحفاظ على مواردنا للأجيال القادمة.
APUF7 Abu Dhabi 2020. Our guests of honor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we'll now sit back and watch a closing cultural performance by National Department for Culture and Arts Malaysia, the cultural artists for the dance entitled Muhibah Dance. For your information, ladies and gentlemen, this Muhibah dance symbolizes the multiracial society who live peaceful and harmony in beautiful Penang and our beloved nation, Malaysia. Muhibah Dance, National Department for Culture and Arts, Malaysia. Honorable distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the 7th session of Asia Pacific Urban Forum here in beautiful Penang Island, Malaysia will soon conclude. It is our great honor to spend the past 3 days with friends from different countries. With your participation, the forum successfully finished all its sessions. On behalf of our host, we would like to extend our highest respect and most sincere gratitude to joint efforts of all the participating leaders, experts, guests, and respected speakers, participants, and our most cordial congratulations to the success of this forum. As the APUF7 ends, we believe that during these 3 days, we see the possibility of dreams becoming reality. A big hand to our co-organizer and host city, distinguished participants. Before we leave, I need to do some announcement. We would like to remind you to join Splendors of Penang will happen tonight. Potpourri of Penang Carnival at Padang Kota Lama, Esplanade at Georgetown at 7 p.m. Open for everyone, and we have a food carnival, building mapping, fireworks display, and cultural performance by various Malaysian great artists. Please, ladies and gentlemen, bring home fond memories of your stay in Penang as much as we have the pleasure of hosting you here. Ladies and gentlemen, announcing the departure of our honorable guest, Honorable Hajah Zuraida Kamarudin, Minister of Housing and Local Government Malaysia, Her Excellency Ms. Maimunah Muhammad Sharif, ED of UN Habitat, Dr. Stephanie Fortiu, Director Environment and Development Division, UN ESCAP, the Honorable Dato' Architect Yutun Siang, Mayor of City Council of Penang Island, Honorable Dato' Azhar Ahmad, Deputy Secretary General, Ministry of Housing and Local Government Malaysia, and Town Planner, Noliza Hashim. Best wishes, Assalamualaikum, till we meet again, jumpa lagi, and do keep Penang always in your heart.